All right, we are going to go ahead and get started one last time just to let you know there is a Q&A button in your Zoom menu. If you want to find that, if you have any questions throughout our time together, feel free to drop them in the Q&A section. If you haven't done so already, let us know where you're coming from, where you're joining us from in the chat. We would love to connect with you. But we're going to go ahead and get started here and kind of dive into how you can leverage your online giving platform for a greater ministry impact. We've got a lot of cool resources that we want to send your way. This webinar is being recorded, so you're going to get a recording via email here after our webinar is finished so that you can review any of the information that we have for you today at any time as you're kind of going through your own giving platform. So to kick us off, let's see here. My name is Kristen Foster. So I am one of our giving success specialists here at Ministry Brands. Online giving is super near and dear to my heart. I worked in full-time ministry for about 8 years before landing at Ministry Brands. So I am all about supporting the church, supporting nonprofits, and just setting you guys up for success as best we can. And we know one of those ways is through digital giving, is through online giving. And so we want to give you some tools and resources today to help you make the most of your online giving account with us here at Ministry Brands. So we're going to cover a couple of different things today. We want to talk about the donor experience that your donors can have through using our platform. We want to show you how to get good to give with your existing online giving platform. And then we also have some pretty cool tools and resources that can help simplify switching from a previous provider to your Ministry Brands digital giving platform. We try to make it as seamless and easy and painless as possible for you so that you can focus on what's most important, which is your ministry and your impact in your community. And so that's what we're here to do, is just to best support you. So we'll get started here and talk about the donor experience. What does it look like for your donors to be able to give a gift and engage with your ministry through your digital giving platform? So to start, we like to help you make giving native to your organization. So your giving form that you can create with your digital giving platform, we have embed codes for each and every form that you create so that you can embed that form directly into your website. No clicking away and opening a new tab and then hoping people find their way back to your website to know what's going on in the life of your ministry. We want to make this native to your organization. And you can also do that through customization of your form as well, which we'll get into here a little bit later in our presentation. But we also have a new feature called the homepage, the home tab with your giving portal. If you are using, instead of, a website homepage, you might be using a Facebook page to house all of your information, to promote events, all of that good stuff. This is one way that could be really beneficial for you to promote what's going on in your ministry and keep your folks engaged. So you can have all of your forms in one place to be easily found by the people that you're serving. So you can display event registration forms, your giving form, a contact card. You can have, forms to support missionaries, things like that, all in one central location using one link. So you don't have to have a bunch of different form links to kind of promote what's going on in the life of your ministry. It can all be centralized for you. And also, we know that giving in the moment is important. We don't want to leave engaging donors and participants to the chance that they'll remember to go back to the website later or after a service to give. We want to give them the opportunity to connect and engage and give when they're feeling inspired. So ways we can do that is through text giving, which is a feature that we have as part of your digital giving platform. But also each form that you can create with us has a QR code that people can scan right where they're at. They can give using that QR code to scan and use a giving form, or you could set up a prayer request card and have that QR code posted throughout your organization's area so that people can, request prayer as they need it as well. So lots of fun options there. We also know that, text giving for us is not just about giving. We have a feature called form keywords, where any form that you create, you can assign a keyword to that form. So the same text giving number that you claim, you can also use that to text other keywords. Instead of give, you could text the word pray. And I've actually got a number on the screen here if you want to try it out for yourself, that 901 number. And you can text the word pray to that number and receive a prayer request form as an example, to see what that could look like for your folks. Of course, you can use this for any sort of form for, promoting an event coming up. I know we're getting into summer and you've got a lot of fun activities probably planned to engage your community and your ministry. So Vacation Bible School is one of those. You could have a Vacation Bible School registration form created and assign it a keyword of VBS. And parents throughout a service or throughout an event that you're hosting, you can promote this to where they can text the word VBS to the number that you've claimed and get the registration sent directly to their phone so that they don't forget to sign their kids up for a really fun summer experience. But we also have in-person giving options. So we do have something called a kiosk. So we can make it easier than ever for people to give or register for events in person using the kiosk app. And we also have card readers that come with those as well. Creates a great experience for people to give in the moment, give in person. You can have kiosk places set up throughout your lobby so that people can, find a place to give easily or register for an event easily as well in person. Of course, we don't want to leave people hanging and hope that they remember to come back to the website to register and engage with your ministry later. So that is another option for you for some instant engagement. This is one of my favorite features that comes with your giving platform. We do have something called a Ministry One mobile app that you can activate as part of your giving platform. You can give people the opportunity to stay connected to your ministry. They can engage with different things going on. We have, you can give through this. You can register for events using the app. You can view your ministry's calendar. You can also link to a podcast or a YouTube or Vimeo channel so that you can have video or audio content hosted on this app as well. But some other cool features that a lot of people don't know about is that you can actually have a digital directory hosted on this app as well, which is something really cool for folks to be able to see who else is involved in your ministry. But we also offer children's check-in features through this as well, where parents can check in their kids from the car, because I know as soon as you get out of the car, it's mass chaos. Getting into the car was already mass chaos. So we want to make this as easy for you as possible. Generate a QR code from the car, go check your child in and you can have, trigger printing tags, all of that good stuff. So a lot of fun features that you can use the mobile app for. It is a really cool resource that we hope that you could use to benefit your ministry. So how do we get to use all of these fun features? We got to get you good to give first. We got to get you set up. So we try to make this as easy as 1, 2, 3. So 3 basic steps to kind of get you off the ground. And we'll kind of walk through the how-to of that here shortly in the next few minutes. But what does it mean to get good to give? So basically that means that you have added your funds into your digital giving platform. You've customized your form that's going to process your payments, and you've shared the form so people can actually use it. So we're trying to keep it easy for you. 3 simple steps that'll help you get there. So let's kind of dive into what that looks like so that you can kind of use this as a guide for yourself as you're setting up and getting ready to get good to give for your ministry. So the first thing we need to do is add our funds. So funds are used as, kind of categories. They help categorize your incoming digital donations so that you know exactly what people are giving towards, and you can kind of organize that for your ministry. And so the first thing you need to do when you log into your giving platform is select the fund management tile tab, in the left navigation menu of your manager portal. So that's step 1. From there, you're going to see something in the top right corner, and it's going to say plus add fund. Very simple, nothing too crazy. But then it's going to open up this settings box. So in this new window, you're going to complete any fields that are applicable, but the only field you really need to get started is a fund name. We're trying to keep it simple for you. So we'll add a fund name, whether that's, tithes and offerings, general giving, missions, what have you. And you can create as many funds as you'd like, but we'll start by just, kind of going through the process of making one here. So now that we've done that, we've added it, we've clicked save. It's super easy. Our funds are there. Now we need to customize our giving form. So forms are used to process payments. They're also used to collect data that you might need for registrations, prayer requests, and more. But we're going to kind of hone in on the giving aspect here to get you, like I mentioned earlier, good to give. So on the left-hand side of your giving platform, you're going to see an options to select forms. So we've actually started a template for you anytime you have one of our giving platforms, and it's called Give Now. So we've kind of started the process for you, kind of added some field sets to take some data to make it super simple for you. So we're going to select the Give Now form by clicking that form's title that's highlighted in blue. So once we're there, the first thing we want to do is make sure that we display your funds on your form. So how we do that? On your form, in that little green circle here that I've highlighted, there is a little configure icon to the right of your fund drop-down bar where it says My Donation. So there is a gear icon just there. And once we click that, it's going to open up this little fund items, this form field properties tab. So we're going to select fund items in the middle there, and then you'll simply check the boxes for all the funds that you'd like to display on your drop-down menu. You can also reorder those funds by moving the move icon. It's going to be to the far right of each fund line. And once you're satisfied with those settings, you're just going to click done. Super simple. Now, the last piece of the puzzle for customizing your form is going to be to set up the email receipt that's sent to all of your donors by clicking Form Properties in the bottom left-hand corner of your form. So that's going to be circled in green here on this screenshot. So then we're going to select the Email tab in the Form Properties window. So once we're there, we're going to make sure that we check to send that email receipt to folks. We love a paper trail when money is involved. So we're trying to keep that simple for you. Now you can also add a from email. Now what this means is that this email that goes out, this automatic email receipt, would appear to be from whatever email you choose. So it could appear to be from your organization. We want to make this feel like home. We want to make people feel comfortable, especially when we're talking about, digital donations. So adding that from email is one way that you can make people feel at home, feel comfy, cozy, like this is from you guys, and make sure that this all lines up with your brand as your organization. Then we're going to add a subject line. It can say whatever you'd like. Most popular is donation receipt or thank you for your gift, but feel free to get more creative than myself in that area. And then we can also add and adjust a little thank you message that can be displayed there. So the next thing that I always encourage folks to do is preview the email receipt, just so that you can see what the donor will receive. So it's going to look like this. On the left-hand side here, you'll see your organization name up at the top. Thank you. Precious little heart coming out of a box. You'll see that editable message that you have below, but it'll total out someone's gift. And if they give to multiple funds within the same transaction, it will also categorize that at the bottom so that they can see exactly how much they gave to which fund. And there's also a My Giving option, a little button at the bottom where people can either create an online giving platform to save their payment methods for future use, and then they can log in later and update their information, or they can sign in if they've already done that to make any adjustments that they need. All right, so easy as 1, 2, 3. We've made it to 3. So the last thing you need to do is share your form. So what we want to do is click that Form Properties button in the bottom left-hand corner of your form here. And then at the General Info tab that it's going to take you to as soon as you click that, if you scroll down, you're going to see 3 easy ways to share your form. We've got a QR code that you can download, an embed code that you can copy and paste directly into your website. Again, we want to make giving native for your folks. But there's also a direct link that you can use, and you can put this in any email content, anything like that. It's super easy to add that to any correspondence or have that in maybe an Instagram bio. We just want to make this as easy as possible for you to share in all the ways that you can so that folks can get on board with giving to your organization digitally. And from there, you're all set. This is kind of an example here on the screen of what folks would see when they do click those links to give to your organization. They'll be able to make either a one-time gift or a recurring transaction as well, where folks can have, payments or donations set up to auto draft from a payment method of their choice at a frequency of their choice as well. So they'll be able to, pick a fund, add an amount, securely input their payment information. Of course, everything is super secure and encrypted, and click submit. They'll receive that email receipt and life is good. Okay, so it's super easy to get good to give. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Again, as a reminder, this webinar is being recorded, so if you want to see those steps again and rewatch this at any time, you totally can. We're going to get that to you as soon as possible. But we also want to talk about a couple of other things here. So the next thing that we want to talk about is simplified switching. So we know that it can kind of be a little bit intimidating to switch from one digital giving platform to the next. We don't want to lose any folks. We don't want to, miss anybody, especially our recurring givers. So I feel like recurring giving is kind of the backbone of ministry's budgeting, because we know what's coming in each month and we love our one-time givers. But when we're talking about switching, our biggest concern is usually for those recurring gifts, because we don't want to cancel something and somebody not start it back up on the next platform. So what we've done is we've kind of thought through that process for you. We want to come alongside you and walk you through that there. So we have something called a donor import. What that is essentially we would collect some data. We would get, some donor profile information, anybody's recurring gift schedules. So not their card data, because we want to respect that and respect people's privacy, but we would kind of get the amount that they're giving, at what frequency, to what fund, what dates they're coming out of, all of that good stuff. And we'll work together to kind of transfer those schedules over into your new system, so that all somebody has to do is click a link in an email, input their payment method, and their recurring gift schedule continues like it was on the other platform that you're moving from. So a couple of key things that we'll do together. You don't have to go it alone. We're going to talk about the process, but we also have giving transition specialists that really love to do donor imports. I'm one of them. So there are some spreadsheets involved, but I'm one of those nerds that loves to help you through it. So we'll also kind of talk about the communication plan. So we want to help set you up for success. What does it look like to communicate this to your donors before the switch? What does it look like to communicate the day of the switch? What does the follow-up look like? We've thought through all of this. We've done this so many times with lots of other organizations, and they've been super successful. So we have some tips and tricks. We have some email templates, some communication plans that you can kind of look through and customize to suit your ministry. Then we'll actually talk about what making the switch looks like here. So to start, like I said, you never have to go it alone. So you'll have access to a giving transition specialist to help you through the process of switching. So we don't want this to be too intimidating. We want to make this as easy as possible for you, because I know this is one of the big sources of anxiety for folks thinking of switching digital giving providers. So we want to make this super simple. We want to be here for you. But one of the first things we're going to talk about is a communication plan and a launch plan. So we've got giving launch kits stocked full of email templates, graphic inspiration, launch best practices, all of that good stuff. And at the end of this webinar, we'll also talk about a toolkit that we're going to be sending your way as well, to give you a plethora of resources that you can use that will help you in the launch process and the switch process as well. So on the right here, you're actually going to see an email template that we have that you can send to your folks prior to leading up to the donor import, just to let them know what's coming down the pike. But again, that's just a snippet of the kind of resources that we have for you to utilize to make this as easy as possible, not only for you, but for your donors, because we know this is a big transition. So we also are going to give you guidance on the data collection. So like I mentioned, we're going to need to collect some data from your previous provider. Nothing crazy like card information. We just need to know, who we're importing so we can send them the email to let them know that you've switched and what they can do to move their recurring gift schedules over. Again, you don't have to tackle it alone. We're going to help you out in that regard. On the right here, you'll see kind of two examples of what the system generated emails would look like that would go out to folks. Now, if they're not a recurring giver, it will simply let them know that they can create an account. They can save a payment method if they'd like for future gifts, or they could go ahead and set up a recurring gift if they haven't done so already for you. Now, if they are a recurring giver, they'll see something more like in the bottom right here. It'll give them the opportunity to see what they're giving currently, and then they can click a link to simply input the payment method of their choice, and that gift will continue on the schedule that you sent us that we've set up. Now, they will have the opportunity to make any adjustments because it's going to, encourage them to or require them to set up essentially a giving profile. So they'll be able to make any changes. So nothing is set in stone. No need to fear there. But these are kind of some examples of what they'll see when we do this donor import together. And then, of course, when we make the switch, we also want to talk about follow-up. So we're going to actually do the import together with your giving transition specialist. We're going to make sure everything goes as smoothly as possible, but we also want to help you create a next steps and follow-up plan so that you can have the smoothest transition possible. So, things like, okay, let's check our recurring gift reports every 2 days to make sure, we go ahead and shut down any previous gifts that are continuing in the previous provider so that we don't have any duplicates, things like that. So we'll make sure that you have a follow-up plan. Of course, we know that this is like switching, digital giving providers might be like trying to turn the Titanic around. It's a big switch. So we want to help you kind of coordinate, okay, when do I want to start making calls and follow-up emails to folks? What do I say? How do I talk about this? So we want to help you through that as well so that you can have that smooth transition. Again, we're here for you. You don't have to tackle it alone. That is kind of the beauty of the donor import and of Ministry Brands. It's one of my favorite things that I love about this company is that, yes, we've got some great groundbreaking technology, but we have some really awesome people that love technology and love the church here to serve you. And we're here for you to make sure that, our goal is to make sure that your ministry is as successful as possible and builds the kingdom as best as possible as well. So we're here for you. All right. So what's next? What is next? So we have tons of resources at your disposal. So like I mentioned earlier, this webinar was being recorded. So you're going to receive a copy of it via email to review at any time. Now, something that you can also review at any time is our Giving Help Desk. So if you want to take a second, scan the QR code below for access to our Giving Help Desk. You can search for any topic regarding your giving account. We've got resources to help you. We've got some videos to help you, definitely some help articles and screenshots to try to make it as easy as possible for you to kind of navigate your new digital giving platform. So go ahead and scan that QR code below. We're also going to send this to you via email as well. So don't fret. But also we want to give you a good to give toolkit. So we've compiled a toolkit that'll help you get good to give, like we mentioned earlier. It's going to be sent to you via email along with the webinar recording, the link to the Giving Help Desk. This contains some micro videos, some articles that dive even deeper into making the most of your online giving account. We also have some links in that toolkit that will help you discover more information about text giving, form keywords like we mentioned at the beginning. What does it look like to manage your donors within your online giving platform? Some more advanced features like that. So we want to make sure it's as easy as possible for you to make the most of this resource, this tool in your digital giving platform so that you can best support your ministry. We want to make it super easy for you to use our tools so that you can focus on the good stuff, the stuff that you signed up for, which is serving your ministry and building the kingdom. And so last but not least, we do have something fun to let you know about. So we have something called the Summer of Giving that's going on. We know you're stretched thin in the summer with great kingdom building activities. So we want to take a couple of things off your plate. We will do a mailing for you to promote giving to your organization on your behalf for free. What this means is you can select either a letter or a postcard that we can send out for you. And we'll also accompany one of those options with an email. And one of the email templates you'll see here on the right is something that we'll send out for you. It's customizable. And what you'll do is you'll review it. You'll approve those templates. You'll provide your logo, any specific people and addresses that we need to send this to. And we're going to send it again for free for you. So if you're interested in that and participating in the Summer of Giving here at Ministry Brands, we want to connect with you. So there's a QR code here on the screen. Go ahead and take a second to scan that. If you're interested, fill out the form that is there for you so that we know how to connect with you and kind of get you started in that process. This is a great resource. Ministry Brands has been offering this service to segments of our ministry for years. And so those who participate, just some fun facts here, they've seen significant increases in recurring giving. We know that the summer slump is upon us, especially where giving is concerned, because people are all over the place. It's summer. It's crazy. We know on average churches and ministries see about a 20% drop in attendance in the summer. So we want to help you combat that where, your giving is concerned, because we want to help you produce faithful and consistent givers in your ministry. So we want to partner with you. We want to help you with that communication. So take us up on this offer, please. It's completely free, no strings attached. We want to help you. So go ahead and scan that QR code, fill out that form, and we would love to partner with you this summer to help you kind of encourage your folks, your donors, to be faithful and consistent in their generosity to your organization. So thank you so much for attending. We're so glad that you were here. You're going to receive an email with all of those resources that I mentioned and ways to contact me and my team if you have any additional questions on how to get involved in what Ministry Brands doing and your online giving platform, how to get started. We are just so excited to see how this information can help you in your ministry, help you guys grow and thrive, especially this summer when we usually see that summer slump that I mentioned. So we are excited to partner with you, excited to come alongside you. So thank you so much for attending, and we hope to see you real soon. Have a great summer.